All right, guys, going to get set up here with a couple of different baits. I've got some crappie carcasses, whatever you want to call them, from some fish that I cut the sides off of to eat. But I'm going to use the fish for bait. I've also got some chicken. We'll put the crappie, I think there's a couple of perch too, on the port side. Starboard side will be the chicken. And let's get them set up and get them in the water. Gonna be using these alpha boards again. Last couple times I tried them, it was really windy, so they got the big wind test. Today, they're gonna get the not so windy test. Let's do this. Let's get some chicken out here. Again, this will be on the starboard side. Not using big pieces. I'm trying to locate fish today and figure out what's going on with the bite. So I am not going to use big chunks on those. Got just a regular old Santee rig, Carolina lake weights here. Those are about, that may be a 2.5, 3 ouncer there. Water we're fishing, 20 to 30. That will work absolutely fine. Let's see, port, starboard, there we go. These have PC Fun reels. This is a brand new one. This is the Chaos XS60. This is the bigger one. Get that one out there. You know what? Since that's got the most line on it, let's put this one on that side. Put these on. Boom. We'll put the planer board in first, going to the outside. These are the gray clips. I've got my red ones with me. I may swap some. Don't know yet, but for now, we're gonna go with those. Boom. Let that one plane on out. We'll have all the white medium action catch the fever rods with the chicken. There we go. And they'll all have PC Fun reels on them. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put you a link to these PC Fun reels down in the description in case you want to buy one. I've been using some of these for a long time. They've held up really well. I was skeptical of this plastic push button. Hadn't broke one yet, so there you go. Working good so far. On the other side, I can get it untangled here. I've got the Big Cat Fever Zach Royce rods. Same setup, Carolina lake weights, Santee rig. But on these, I'm actually going to upscale a little bit bigger hook and a little bit bigger float to put some of these bigger chunks of bait out. So I'm going to get that done, get those in the water, and knock that one into gear. We'll be fishing. Boom, keep that, knock that into gear. We're doing the dance. It is just a bigger rig. I got a bigger float so I can hold up a bigger, heavier bait, and also got a bigger hook. Match the hook to the bait, not to the fish you're dreaming of catching. This is a Catfish Pro 10-aught hook. It's a big one, so it will take a big bait like one of these crappie carcasses without a problem. Let me thread this back through the guide. I'll show you my little setup. These are a medium action Zach Royce rod. They make a medium light, to be honest with you. If I would have known they had them, I would have got those. I like the medium light rods, especially for dragging reservoirs. If you're fishing somewhere else, you may like something different. One little trick here. This is one of the double swivel deals. A little different setup. This one's easier. You just tie into that swivel right there. And then the one on the sinker is different. I use a improved clinch knot. Guess what? I got videos on how to tie all this stuff. And then this sinker just goes on this little snap. Now, these little setups here I got from Hooker's Terminal Tackle. It's one way to do it. You can also use a snap swivel. Either one will work. What I'm going to do is put out one of these smaller crappie. Put out the entire carcass. You can see how big that is. If you're using a small float, it may not float the bait off the bottom. So going with one of these bigger floats ensures that a heavier bait will float up off the bottom. Now, check your regulations, because you can't use crappie everywhere. So here we're got the entire length of the fish on here to show that it's a legal size fish. So let's get this one in the water. Straight out the back, boom. Again, Catfish Pro reels with their power handle. Guess what? Puts you a link down in the description where you can check those things out. Makes this reel really first class by putting these power handles on there. So we'll get that baby in place right there. Boom, that one is fishing. And then we'll dig that hook out of the bottom of my crock. I'll take that same larger float, do the same thing on another rod, get it out, and we'll be good to go. Uh-oh, perch rod just went crazy with the fish. I rolled up here shallow and something took off with it on top of the water. It's acting like a bass. It kind of took off across the top of the water. Let's see what we got here. It's not exactly our target species with our target rods and our target baits, but it's a fish. Pulling with some enthusiasm. If it is a bass, it's more bait for the tank. It took off though, like it had some life and shoulders to it. It is a bass. It is our friend, the bass. I think it's a small largemouth, to be honest. We can't keep undersized largemouth. We can keep spotted bass though. Okay. Shoink. There we go. A quick, easy way to tell on these babies is you close their mouth. And if the jaw extends beyond the eye, I got him in the butt too. There we go. If that jaw extends, oh, behind that's a spot. Close that mouth. If that jaw extends behind the eye, like back over to here, it's a largemouth. But you can see that one doesn't go that far. It's a spotted bass. One of my favorite fish to catch and eat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice one. Nice specimen. We'll take them any way we can get them today. We're just happy to catch some fish. Guys, this bait looks like it is running off with something. Yep. Hooked up. Hooked up. This is a chicken bait. Just for the record, I made a move. I changed 180 degrees from where I started. I was drifting and trolling. Did that for about an hour and a half. I caught spotted bass, a couple of bluegill, and that was it. I did not mark a lot of fish where I was at. And I sure as heck didn't catch any catfish. So I called an audible and said, you know what? I'm gonna go anchor and see what the heck happens. And guess what? I'm hooked into a fish. That's a pretty good sign that I did the right thing. The coolest thing is, if I do the dance around here, I got hooked into this fish relatively quickly after getting here. There's planer boar still on the floor. There he is. Good looking fish. So he'll leader in. Yes. Nice fish. Nice tainer. Heck yeah. We'll take him all day long. Got a lot of mud on him. That's what I was worried. And that is a chicken bait, by the way. My finger stopped. Look at my finger. Look at the mud. We have had an extremely slow bite here recently. That might be why. Look at that mud on that thing. That's covered. It's a lot of mud. They hitting. Got one anyway. On the chicken. Back alive. Well, bam, there you go. There's a fish in the boat pretty quickly. Yeah, I decided to change the game up. The drifting trolling was not working. Covered a lot of water. And that seems to have been kind of the story recently with a lot of the fishing. It's been tough catching fish trolling. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to change it up. I haven't anchored in a while, to be perfectly honest. Probably since the ice bowl. And even during that in January, I trolled most of the time. So I've had very good luck in the winter catching fish, so I stuck with it. But I decided to change the game some. And I got a fish. I don't know if that's a sign of things to come or not. It's only one fish, so you can't say anchoring is the way to go, but I'm giving that a shot. Also trying it relatively shallow just to see if anything has moved shallow yet, if it's a good time yet in the spring. So you know, that one was on chicken. I've still got the same spread of cut bait and chicken out. They'll hit it, guys. I mean, they hit it. It depends what they're feeding on. Is it because it's a smaller bait, the amino acid content in it is what they like? Who knows? But the bottom line is they're hitting it, or at least they hit it this time. They can't hit it before. So I'm going to give this a sit, probably turn my timer on, probably sit here half hour, 45 minutes, and make another move, maybe hopscotch a couple places and see if this is the magic combination. We'll see. Oh boy, got one going on the cut bait. He's taking off running. Boom. He's up underneath. He's across the top of the anchor line. There we go. He's on the other side of the boat. Oh, there we go. He's hooked up now. Hope that hook stays in his mouth. Not even a giant fish either. He took off, those guys. He wanted to go. He's liftable. Whoa. He grew a little bit. Come here, big boy. He's bigger than I thought. Hold that leader. Oh, popped him loose right there. Saved me some trouble. Nice blue. Probably about 10, 11 pounds. That was on a piece of cut bait. That was on one of the Zach Royce rods. Cut bait off to the side. Show you these rods real quick. Catch the fever. One of the Zach Royce, medium action, just like the white ones I've got out. I'll put another piece of cut bait on this one. That is 2 fish fairly quickly, to be honest. That is kind of nice. Get these back out. Yeah, that's 2 fish pretty quickly. I haven't been here that long, so maybe this is the formula. Maybe it is more of an anchor. They're not feeding heavily and aggressively, and you just got to sit and wait, park and pray, and wait on them. So it could be the location too. It's not the waters I have been fishing. I'm relatively shallow, so you have to take all that into consideration. Sometimes if stuff's not working, you just got to change gears and go in a totally different direction. Water's a little bit stained up here, which I think is good for shallow water fishing. So we'll keep them scattered out here. We got one on each bait so far, so that's good. Both baits are working. We'll see what's next.